on the matter we were just discussing. Thank you, Chairman. I just want all of my Republican colleagues to just remember that there will be a Democratic president and there will be a duly enacted law, an agency, maybe it's the Department of Defense, maybe it's the CIA, and we really just have to remember that the door swings both ways in Washington, and if we're going to enact laws and have any president of any party consider agencies optional, consider spending bills optional, it's a really, really dangerous precedent. You may agree substantively with the particular shutdowns of the particular agencies, but just wait until a liberal president reaches into the CIA or foreign military financing or the F-35 or something they don't like and just decides to freeze the spending. I do think it's quite dangerous, and I just want, in the least aggressive way possible, for you all to just think about the consequences when there's a president of the other party.
Mr. Chairman, could I respond to that, please?
Sure, Senator Young.
Just briefly responding to my very good friend, and he is a very good friend of mine. I have great respect, and I don't question his sincerity in his comment, but let's acknowledge that this environment has in part been created over the last 4 years by an extremist interpretation of our laws, one embraced by and fueled by many of my very good friends on the other side of the aisle. An example would be student loan forgiveness, unilateral student loan forgiveness. Where in the heck were many of my earnest colleagues in the midst of that situation? So, you know, we can interpret certain laws and authorities in different ways. It is important that we be vigilant, but a bit of self-reflection at times like these, when such concerns are vocalized, would be helpful.
Mr. President.
Senator Sullivan.
I just wanted to add, and then congratulate Mr. Lutnick. I wanted to add Senator Young's points. 4 years ago, one of the first orders of the Biden administration was to halt all exploration and activity on the North Slope of Alaska for oil drilling. We had hundreds, if not, you know, close to 1,000 people whose jobs were on the line. They were working, trying to do work to develop energy in my state, and the administration came and said, sorry, you guys working there on the North Slope, you're all going to be laid off. Why? I don't know. They did it. So, you know, this is an issue that it certainly happened the last 4 years, so I think I agree with what Senator Young mentioned. I want to congratulate Mr. Lutnick. I do want to echo Senator Cantwell's comment about NOAA. I think six or seven of the bills that we just passed out of committee today unanimously all dealt with NOAA. So Mr. Lutnick was great in his hearing on fisheries, on fish issues. I think he's going to be fantastic on that, but you need to do that with a strong NOAA. If you want to strengthen it, you want to review it, let's do that. But, you know, getting rid of NOAA is not a good idea. And 6 or 7 bills in committee today, which all focused on NOAA in a bipartisan way, I think is indicative of that.
Mr. Chairman, again, I just would add to that, if you think about what my both colleagues have highlighted here, I would add to that the BEAD program, which passed over 3 years ago and hasn't put out a single dollar of assistance to a single provider of telecom services in rural areas. Why? Because the Biden administration modified the statute and added a bunch of conditions that nobody can meet. So this is something that administrations do, and I think it's important, as my colleague pointed out, for a little self-reflection.
All right, and I would ask, I'm happy to have robust debate, but we do have to maintain a quorum. We need 15, and there are only 17 of us left, so I would ask that we move. We got a bunch of bills everyone wants to move, so let's move the bills, and then anyone... And then anyone who wants to stay, I'll stay as long as you want to give remarks, but let's if we can conduct our business first.